Hi everyone, this is Deanna, the Organized Miss, and I sat down to work in my new journal and realized I wanted to give you a list of things that I'm going to be using that you would have. Maybe not the exact things, but very similar types of things to use in your junk journal. So I have 5 items, well, 5, I guess, categories of items that I want to share with you that you can be using in your junk journal that is free 99, like no cost to you, or I'm going to go with no cost or very minimal cost, or if it's something you purchased, it wasn't the thing you purchased, it came with it, like the packaging or whatever. So you don't need to go out and buy things to make a junk journal. Now, do I go out and buy things for journaling? Absolutely. Will I be using things that I purchase? Yeah, probably likely, because there's no one right way to journal. I love to use materials that I have and recycle, just because that feels like that resonates with me, And sometimes, though, I love to transform the junk into something that doesn't even look like I have, junk in there. But other times I like for it to be able to, for people to be able to see, oh yeah, this is made with complete junk. So, having said all that, let's get into the 5 things that you can use to make your own junk journal. Number 1. Mail. This right here is just stuff that I've gotten in the last couple of days. Like, these came today. I'm not sure, this was a couple days ago, as were each of these. And, when I get mail, I pretty quickly look and say, is there something I can use with it? So, in the mail category, we can break that down even further, whether it's junk or, maybe a letter from someone, and you want to keep any part of it. So the first part would be the envelope. You can use the envelope just as it is. So like I showed in my previous video, I used envelopes to make the signature. So easy peasy. You can just, you can use the envelope as a signature, just like that. There you have it. The next thing you could do is you could, just take the stamp off and keep the stamp for something. So let's see, I have a box of all my stamps and things in here. So you could collect stamps for use in your journals. The other thing is you can use the contents in the envelope, right? So this envelope actually came with this. It's a card, and it also came with a thing to mail back your, donation or whatever. But the card, I thought, well, that's great. Right away, I'm like, I can cut this, cut it open, cut off the saying, and now I could use this with in my thing of quotes or words, And then I got this for any, I could use Thanksgiving. I could cut that off. I could just use the colors, which very fall to me. So I'll be using that for something. Again, like words, why couldn't I use that? So I like, you just keep your eyes open, when you're processing your mail, is there something that you'd like to use on there? This whole sentiment, would be fun to use, but also I could see using this like, a border or on a page, right? In my journal. Like, let's see, let's just find an actual place where we could use it. Maybe let's try one that's a little smaller. So then I could just use, you know, that right there if I want. Or I could cut it even smaller and just make this section right here a tab. So, idea 1, mail. Oh, look at that. I live in Kansas, so, you know, using this to maybe journal about the fact that our beloved Chiefs beat the Saints in the most recent game that I watched and are undefeated. Maybe I want to journal about that. See, you don't have to keep the whole thing. Maybe you just want to use a part of it. Although I do like that this is red on the inside now that I'm really looking at it. How fun could I use this? How fun would it be to use this in like a red journal, even on the page, right? With that, if I wanted to journal. So you just want to kind of like maybe even flip the piece that you're working with around and get a different perspective. You just never know what might, you know, speak to you. I really like those words. Okay. As you can see, I could also get lost in doing all this. And okay, here's another one. We'll show this one. This was for my auto, time to get my service check, you know. Well, it's just a postcard. But look at all the pieces that I could use, right? I could use this whole thing. I mean, it's kind of big. Let's see. But I could use this on a page. I mean, almost put it down as a whole, but I would probably cut it. I could cut it down and maybe just use part of it as a journal card, right? And so getting a lot of mail that is kind of this color, right? Because it's fall, so a lot of the marketing and advertising is geared towards getting our attention for that. Like this. This came in the mail from it unsolicited. It's not even my insurance agent, but it had, you know, their business card here at the top. And it was, you know, please do business with us or something. I don't remember. It was unsolicited junk. But I tore that piece off and I just kept this little calendar here because look how cute that is. I could use the calendar part in my planner or my journal to indicate, you know, the new month. I could cut and just keep the sentiments, you know, use those as a prompt on a page. So many things that you can just try to think how you could include it in your journal. And then just this, it's kind of this piece here, this sticker, that could be a journal card too. And then my, you know, my, what is this? Subscription to my sticker subscription. So I did pay for this. Obviously, I get this every month. But the envelope comes free. And look at the stamps. I can use those. In fact, I love to use those. So let's just cut those out right now. But yeah, the color, you know, I could use these words. Create, yes, I'm going to right now, so I'm thinking of it. So there we go. That could go on one of the pages, and it will. And then, of course, I still have all this fun decoration that I could just use, you know, like that on the page. So we'll use all of that. This came in, a magazine. So, you know, if I wanted to have a page with a lot of pink, sometimes I look at things for their color, and, you know, I think, again, junk mail. and by junk, I just mean unsolicited. It just came. But, you know, these are different colors. Maybe I want to include this in kind of a purple theme. It's also really shiny, thick paper. This, you know, it's a little more blue. Again, we got a stamp there that I could use. And with this, again, if I just want to have the pink color on a page, if I want to use the numbers or the letters, or even the strip here, that's kind of cool, isn't it? The way that looks. If I want to use that as a, I don't know, edge of a paper, I think you get my point. All of these I consider just one category of types of things that you can use, mail, junk or otherwise. Number 2, magazines. And so magazines that, you know, come unsolicited, like this, could be used so many ways. Like you can cut out the images in them. Obviously, depending on the type of magazine you have, there's so many different magazines that come with different, you know, this happens to be shopping, it's my mother's. You know, you could just cut out part of, you know, just something that was interesting, the images. You could cut out a face, or you could leave this whole and use it as a smash book or a junk journal, or you could cut it down, which is what I had done with another journal. And I cut it down, you know, to literally be a book that I just slop when I'm painting. I want to wipe my paintbrush off. I just started that, right? And then if I wanted to go in there and decorate a page, I could, you know. If I wanted to not, I didn't have to. It was just a place for me to put paint down. And then I said, oh, let me put this on here. So that's an idea. Magazines. This was when I bought it at a charity shop. Quite some time ago. And I thought it made a good, like, coffee table book or whatever, which is probably what I did with it. But 2001. So it's had a nice long life. And I could still just leave it as a coffee table book. But look at all this fun imagery in here. Food, pictures, craft ideas, decorating ideas, a lot of food. Any of this that, you know, could be a page itself. Can cut out pieces to use. How cute is that? So many great ideas. So this, you know, maybe you don't, this is obviously someone maybe had a, I don't know, subscription. I don't see an address. Maybe someone just bought it and then, you know, donated it. I don't really know where it went before, where it was before I got it, but yeah. So I did pay for this. It didn't just show up, you know, as junk mail, but it, you know, I got it at the charity shop for under $3 several years ago. So to me, it's like maybe not free, but very low cost. And, you know, I get magazines like this from lots of different organizations I belong to, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So many different images that you can find, that you can cut out, you can use. You know, if I wanted to use that blue, well, even the blue and purple. Like, what if I wanted to make a page with these colors, right? I don't know. So, again, magazines, so many different options and ideas, and they're always coming. Not only are they always coming in the mail, but sometimes you can find, you know, places that are just like, we have extra magazines, free, take them. My local library, they have a shelf where people just drop off things that other people can take that aren't just like the books you check out, but just free take. Number 3, bags. Bags and bags. Whether they are grocery bags, you've got bags that you've gotten gifts in, you can use those. Also, you've got bags that maybe when you went shopping, they use pretty bags to give you your presents in. Those are always lovely to get a hold of. I don't know, a shopping bag. I feel clothes. I must have bought some clothes in that. Could be that my daughter actually, and she knows I like stuff like this, so she gives them to me. Another one. What's this one? Oh, look at that. That came with the Canva order. But they say, please, recycle us. Here was from a coffee chocolate shop in my town. Again, how cool is that? Just waiting to be used any number of ways. So I've used the brown paper bags as journal covers because I really love the texture and the strength of it. So this was a Christmas journal that I made last year, and I just used, look, that was a bank envelope, packaging, all kinds of stuff, that you can do with a paper bag, like literally my grocery bag. I know we all have bags like this. This is one that a gift came in, and what comes with gifts? The tissue. Another thing that you can use with your bag that comes with it. So I love it when I receive presents like that because look at that. I'm working on a sunflower journal. This likely will go in the sunflower journal kit. I don't know what gift that came in, but it could go with my journal page that I'm going to use. Maybe I use these to make a spread. See how things start to come together? You just find what you like and start building. I actually purchased this for a gift that I gave. And of course, you never use all the paper that they give you. So now I have all this left over to figure out what to do with it. But it kind of looks like fall. But like these would kind of go together, right? Maybe for a page. That's an idea. Orange, I think that would go with it too. Looks really good. This is tissue paper that I purchased a couple of packages of for Christmas to, put in my Christmas gifts one year, and I still have plenty of it. So I pull this out from time to time because it already looks like collage paper, and I use that in my mixed media collaging. But this would be great to go on a page. All right, some places you can see like Christmas, but other times it's just, whatever. This looked like it came in a clothing boutique. Again, another clothing boutique gift. All kinds of fun stuff. So I hope you can see that there are so many ways that you can just use the bags you get when you buy something or are given something. Number 4, packaging from your shopping or your, everybody's favorite retailer, Amazon. I think this is like a given in junk journaling. These are great to use, right? For anything. For the cover itself, which is typically what I like to use them for, but there's so many ways you could use this packaging. But then some other, packaging ideas. These boxes were in, I have one box that I kind of put my cardboard in throughout the week. I just kind of keep it and gather it in my garage, and then I can take it to the recycle bin when it's full, right? So this is just from this week. My protein bars. So I already started cutting it up, but to give you an idea, I got an email that said salted caramel is the new color of the year. But it's definitely a great color for fall, right? And I thought, just using these colors here with my, fall spread layouts. With this, they look good together. They would match on a page or layout, right? This could just be like a tab on the side of a page. But then I got all this blue to go with whatever that other blue thing was that maybe I want to do, right? After a while, you start to see things come together just in your own daily junk, right? So my daughter likes Coca-Cola, as did my father, big Coke fans. And as I was about to throw this out, then all of a sudden I really looked at it like, how often do you really study your trash, right? Well, before I was a junk journalist, I didn't. And now I'm always like, I turn it around. I start looking for any kind of words or images or, as soon as I see this, I'm like, oh, that would make a great circle. It's already made for me. All I have to do is cut it out. What I cut here already was this. How cute is that? Of course, I could use the whole can, or I could just keep that, right? Like, that's an idea. Again, with the other red stuff I've got, if I want. Maybe you're a Coca-Cola advertising fan and you want a whole book just out of that. I have known plenty of people who collect Coca-Cola advertising, Coca-Cola anything. Like, their whole room is covered in it. That's something, that would make a great tab. Oh gosh, something as simple as this on part of that. Just that piece, just that portion of this, I could put on my journal somewhere, right? I could use the whole thing if I wanted as a border, but so just, oh, here we are again. Like, I could cut this whole piece out and put it on the page where I'm journaling about, our back-to-back season or our game or whatever I want, right? So I order these Nespresso online because I have an espresso machine. And so I love this. And I've used bits of, various journals, 85% recycled. That's fun. When I was looking at it today, this one I opened, put in my container, and I said, ooh, how can I use this for my recycled packaging section of the video? All kinds of ways. But the first thing that stuck out to me was just cut this piece out right here, and that can be a tab. I could turn this into a tab. Oh, well, on a page about coffee or my love of coffee or whatever. Or it doesn't even have to be that. I could just use the brown if I wanted. But so I guess my point is there's always things that you can find in your environment, around you that would be interesting to you. And you're going to see something different than I might see in this. You might think all the words are cool, because look at that. They are. That might be an interesting, thing to journal about. How cute is that little? What? Anyway, so many ways to use this packaging. I just got a new bed, so I bought these risers yesterday, and as I was looking at it before I threw it away, I was like, it's not very much interest to me per se. But again, if I wanted to do a page where I focused on, color as opposed to topic, I could use that. But what stuck out to me was this little logo right here. And I thought, you know what? I can put that in my little postal journal kit thing that I'm collecting for. That would look great. Whatever I think, whatever comes to mind. And I could look at a package one day and have an idea. And the other day, have a totally different idea about something to use. Like I may one day go, there's nothing in this. I'm not interested in this package. And, just put it in the recycle bin. Another time I might go, oh, I can use that strawberry for something. Or the way these are stacked up here with the words on them, or the type, whatever that is, that's cute. I could just use that piece, right? Or the little, as a sentiment, or the number, or whatever, So I guess my point to all this is, don't be afraid to take a look at your junk before you either throw it away or recycle it, right? Like that. That's cute. I would, maybe I'll just cut that one off. How to recycle. Number 5, ephemera. What is that? Really, it's got a broad meaning, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to go with any of the daily bits and bobs that come into our lives, right? Besides what I've already showed you, all of that counts as ephemera in my mind. Ephemera is meaning ephemeral, right? It's here and then it's gone. So some ideas for ephemera could be, okay. So for example, I got this little decoration here. That would be kind of cute to just, put on my shelf. And attached to it is the creator's business card, right? So I didn't buy the business card or the string, right? I bought this, but this is what came with it. And in fact, I feel like I bought this from a secondhand shop. Let's see if I purchased this. And it was at a, little charity shop. I didn't purchase these things, but this would be considered ephemeral, right? Well, we got a little tag that I could journal on, right? We've got the business card that can be journaled on. I was just trying to see if I could, let's see. I'll just walk you through what I'm thinking as I'm thinking, how I would put this in my journal. So we got two potential journaling spots here, right? I could just put them right in my journal like this and write on them, right? I could maybe put it like this, right? And journal on this side. I could put it like that, so it's a tab. I don't know. There's all kinds of things that I could do with it. I could just use this part as a tab in my journal. I could put stickers on this, or color this, or paint it, or whatever, right? You get my idea. This is ephemera. Okay. I hadn't actually thought I would use this, but for the sake of this video, I had this piece of candy the other day, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna use this. And what would I do with it? Well, I would probably use it in a smash book, right? And because it's kind of gold and apple and it feels fall, it could go with my fall themed things. If you have a favorite candy, maybe you want to save that, Maybe if you have one of those candies that has something, clever written inside, you could save that. I went to this event the other night, and they gave me a flyer. So flyers and brochures, and this napkin, right? Like, how clever was that? Well, that's an idea of something to go in my journal. It looks like it was a larger napkin, and they just cut it down in a circle for this event. But I love it. This can just go in my journal, and I can journal about this event. Again, another flyer that I received that I could, either put it in a journal as a page itself. I could cut it up. I could only use a portion of it and be like, oh, that's fun, right? The sky's the limit. Okay, this doesn't happen very often, maybe, but do you ever get given a lot of advertising things, right? With the company name and, logo all over it. I have koozies, I have caps, I do get books from time to time, pens. Well, here's one from like a year ago. This is from like a year ago. As you can see, it's just been in a box somewhere. And I thought, when I found it cleaning out my garage this weekend, I was like, why is it? This is a perfectly good moleskin, right? That's just been kind of wrapped up for, it was a gift and it's gone unused. Why? This could be a journal, a junk journal itself, right? So I'm not saying keep every piece of advertising, paraphernalia stuff that comes your way, but maybe. Okay. This is one I've had for a while. And it was in the garage. And as I was cleaning things up, and I did throw a lot of things away, I was looking at what I wanted to use. And these are sunflowers. And if you followed my channel for a while, I'm collecting things. I pulled out my box that has my sunflower stuff in it, just to kind of show you what I would do with it. Like this. Probably, let's just put it in there, right? That is now a piece to be used in here. And when I come across stuff that I think I want to have a theme, not just a random in a junk journal, but an actual themed journal, I put it in here. So this was something, again, I found at a charity shop, but I said it was, flower bag or something. And I said, I can use this for a journal. I can use it for several journals, right? So it went in here, as did book pages when I was cutting out, for other things. I found the sunflowers and I said, let me save these in here. Stickers that I found at the Goodwill. A phone book, because not only could I use this as like a journal card or cover or something, I could use all the pages for anything. Goodness, so many things. Stickers. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, but I want you to see that there's so many things that you can find in your daily life that you can use to journal with, right? So I'm not going to do this now on camera, but later when I'm ready to, take this apart, this will likely go in there. And in fact, as I'm looking at it right now, I'm realizing this would make a great cover. I would fold it here, right? And this could be the front, or this could be the front. Either way. But it's really pretty thick stuff, right? But then every page has imagery that can be used, and verses and quotes and sayings, right? Just the outside covers are kind of thick, but all the pages inside, so colorful, just waiting to be used, right? And any of these would make great pages in a journal or whatever. So I'll likely be using some of this. I hope that these 5 ideas have given you a new perspective as to how you look at your junk. Insight into like my thinking when I'm putting together a journal. Like, these are just 5 ideas. The last ephemera really, we didn't even scratch the surface. So there's so many things that you can do. And it's only limited by your imagination. So I hope that this has given you some ideas, and I plan to use many, if not all, of these ideas in my journal as I create. So please come back and join me for my next junk journal with me, where I plan to use some of this stuff. So thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.